Hey, everybody. So welcome to this month's webinar. Our self-care webinar is part of our Year of You series. So my name is Allie Phillips, and we are going to be talking this month about self-care through giving back. All right. So you may be thinking, if I'm taking care of myself, I may not have a lot to give back, but you may be very surprised at kind of the turn that we take with this topic. So I am going to be talking about some essential oil products. So the information that I share is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And so just to introduce me for those who are here live or watching the recording. So I am a former prosecuting attorney. I have spent I just celebrated my 25th anniversary as an attorney and have spent my entire career in the criminal justice prosecution system, either as a frontline prosecutor or teaching frontline prosecutors, law enforcement, and those who specialize in family violence and animal abuse. So I have been a legal educator for the past 15, 16 years. I'm a public speaker. I'm a published book author. I am an advocate. I'm a lobbyist. I'm also the CEO and founder of a nonprofit. I have my own healing business. I'm an essential oil educator, and I am clearly a self-care seeker because with all of that, you have to take care of yourself in order to do all of that. So this whole year, after surveying a whole bunch of people, has been all about self-care. And we're in the 11th month. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So before I dive into the topic, if you have not grabbed your copy of The Oily Pet, this is my booklet that I wrote earlier in the year. I cannot believe how many people have this book. It is amazing how this is transforming how people think about essential oils for pets. So you can get it at my website, manifestedharmony.com. You're going to see it right there on the homepage. Definitely grab your copy. And then I mentioned that this is a year of self-care. And so we're in the 11th month. And if you have missed any of the prior webinars, you can find them on my YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com/manifestedharmony and you're going to find the whole Year of You playlist. Or you can just go to my website and you see that link at the bottom of this page on the manifestedharmony.com website, and you can go back through all the other topics because all of these webinars are recorded and they are there for free for you to learn. So this month we're talking about giving back. Next month we end the Year of You series with faith and soul work. So that is going to be very, very, very deep. And I have cats running and playing in the background, if you wonder what that noise is. So I put this slide up in every presentation because it just really epitomizes where I see pretty much everybody. That we are so busy taking care of everybody else that we are driving ourselves into the ground and into the grave. And so and I get it. I'm there. I mean, you see, I am multi-careered and I am juggling all sorts of plates at the same time. And so I chose in 2019, I was going to take care of myself. And so far it's working because usually I get to the end of the year, I get to December and I'm done. I just want to lay on the couch and watch a Hallmark movie because I'm done. I have just go all year. And right now I'm not feeling like that's going to happen. So we'll see next month. Tune in next month for the webinar and let's see how I'm doing. But this month is the theme of giving back. So we're in Thanksgiving, so of course that makes sense. But how can giving back be a form of self-care? So this is really what I want to talk about because it's really what good are you going to do today? Because when you really dig down into people, they want to make a difference. They do. And it could be super small or it could be really momentous, but they want to make a difference. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about. And so I break it down really into 4 different categories: gratitude, service, charity, and giving to yourself. So let's talk about gratitude first. So if you've been on these webinars all year, or if you are in my essential oil team, every month I am posting and I am talking about gratitude. And having a gratitude practice is very beneficial. That's my new cat, Dobby. I don't know what he's doing, but he's having a fun time in his cat tree. Anyway, gratitude is beneficial to add to your morning routine. Not necessarily a midday routine, but a nighttime routine, but a morning routine, because when you spend time each morning and also each evening, but particularly each morning, focusing on things that are positive, that get you into a positive frame of mind, that get you forward looking of what you're grateful for rather than backwards looking of what you regret, then that'll shift your energy in a significant way throughout the whole day, and it'll impact your day positively. Because what it does is it shifts your energy away from what you don't have, which is a resistant energy, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about. And what it does is it shifts you into a receptive energy. And sadly, most people are hardwired to default into resistant energy. It's not your fault. You're not consciously doing it. It's just how we're hardwired. That it's just what it is. But gratitude is far more than what you see on social media. You know, name 3 things that you're grateful for when you wake up in the morning. You know, and don't get me wrong, I've done that. You know, writing down the 3 things that you're thankful for is a really good initial practice. But gratitude is deeper than that. Because if you're just, you know, 3 things in the morning, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for my comfy pillow, I'm grateful for my cats, I'm grateful that I have a job, I'm grateful that I woke up. Okay, that's just checking a list. That's checking a list. That has no energy to it. But when you dig deeper and ask yourself, why are you grateful? Why are you grateful for your fluffy pillow? Why are you grateful for your job? Because even if it's a job that you detest, you're going to find something in it that you enjoy. And guess what you're going to focus on when you go to work? You're going to focus on that. And it could be a person. And you go to work and you make a beeline for that person. Like, hey, it's great to see you. Do you want to eat lunch together? That shifts your day because you just started it on a positive foot. You know something positive is going to happen at lunch because you're going to have lunch with them. You see how that works? You got to find the why in it. So it's about digging deeper. But just starting with gratitude is a really good daily practice. And then when you get into the habit of it, you add in the why. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this throughout the webinar, but gratitude is a really fantastic form of self-care and giving back to yourself by looking at how you're giving back in the world. Now, the next category is service. When you can be of service to others, especially in the paid work that you do, you are sending out an energy of, how can I help you? Rather than, what can you do for me? So I'm in the process right now of having to buy a new car. And I'm working with 2 different dealerships. And one dealership is all about, what can you do for me? Because it's very clear. They have a quota to meet. They have a certain number of people that they need to call each day, that they need to email, that they basically need to stalk. And it doesn't matter what I want. They're going to keep coming after me. And that is not a service energy. That is a gimme, gimme, gimme. What can you do for me energy? And that turns people off. And then I'm dealing with another dealership where they're not calling me, they're not stalking me. They know, hey, if you want our car, you know where to find us. And they want to help me. They don't want to bother me. So when you think about your work, your paid work or your volunteer work, how are you being of service to others? And are you sending out that energy? How can I help you? Because when you send out an energy of how can I help you, and you do help someone or something, that comes back to you and you feel fantastic. You feel fantastic, which gets us to the next category of charity. Giving of your time through volunteerism, giving your expertise by helping an organization, giving your money, giving your energy, giving things to a cause that you care about. When you give to a charity, it is without expectation of anything in return. You're giving for the energy of giving. You're giving out of a true benevolent heart. And that is when amazing things can come back to you, which I'm going to talk about next. And then the last category is giving to yourself. Because do you give to yourself? This is what self-care is. Self-care is not going and getting a mani-pedi. I've been talking about that all year. That is not going and getting a mani-pedi, because you know what I see people do? They're on their phones the whole time. That is not self-care. That is not. Getting an occasional massage, it's nice. That is not necessarily self-care. Self-care is putting yourself first. I mean, it's the old analogy that we're all over with hearing, but on the airplane, they say you put your air mask on first before you help the person next to you. That is what self-care is. Self-care is more than going out and getting some service once in a blue moon. It is every day and throughout the day, what can I do to take care of myself? Because when I'm at my best, when I'm rejuvenated, when I have energy, when I have good sleep, when I physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually feel good, that is going to positively impact other people. That is what we are so sorely missing in this world right now. Because people, women in particular, are running themselves ragged. For what? For what? I mean, it angers me so much. I'm going to get off on a rant, which I don't want to do, but I keep hearing about this, you need to hustle, you need to work hard, you need to do this. And it's like, says who? I'm not going to hustle. Hustle is a social dance. I will do that on a ballroom dance floor. I'm going to work from my heart. And that makes a huge difference between being that car salesman who is stalking you and being the car salesman who says, hey, I'm here if you have any questions. I'm here to help you. You come to me if you need help. That's the difference. It's giving to yourself. So let's talk about the law of give and receive. So I am certified as a law of attraction coach. And so I have really studied energy laws. And they exist in our world whether we believe that they do or not. So this law of give and receive, sometimes it goes by different names, law of reciprocity, law of compensation, but it basically says what you give is what you receive. And people like to think that they are givers, and many are, but there are also people who take. So not everybody can be a giver. So when you just take and take and take, and we all know these people, and they don't give equally, it actually creates an energy imbalance and your life will begin to unbalance. And if you give all the time, trust me, I know this. I have a rescuer mentality, and at some point it is not healthy for anybody. But when you give and don't equally receive, it creates an energy imbalance and your life will begin to imbalance. So this universal law is like a river that must flow. It must. Not it'll flow every other Tuesday or it's going to flow consistently every Saturday. It must flow all the time. And if it doesn't circulate with give and take, it's going to clog and it's going to become stagnant. So if you feel that something is stuck in your life, pick one area in your life. Give it more, but have a receptive heart to receive, because when you give, the energy wants to give back to you, but we block it with resistant energy, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So the intention behind giving is so important, and it really must be unconditional without any without any thought of reciprocity back to you. So don't give with the intention of receiving, and don't give begrudgingly, like, oh my gosh, Sally's coming around again to raise money for this charity during the holiday season, and I just don't want to give. Yeah, then don't do it, because that's actually not a giving energy. That's actually a really negative energy that you're putting back. And you can give negatively and you're going to get it back. So don't give begrudgingly, because that actually blocks the energy. Give with no expectation and with the sole purpose of giving for the sake of joy that it brings you, but making sure that you are receptive as well. And then the energy can come back exponentially. So every day I see people who take, but they don't give. I mean, they're out there. Everybody thinks that they're a giver. Well, not everybody can be a giver. Everybody should be, and everybody should be a receiver too. But there are people who just take. They're not consciously doing it. That's just what their energy is. They take money that they haven't earned. They take kindness that they don't reciprocate. They feed off of the good energy of others and they don't give it back. We call them energy vampires. And then what I begin to notice with these people is that things start to go wrong in their life. And they actually, their default reaction is negative. Like, oh, here we go again. Of course that happened. You see that in their life. And it's because their energy is being choked off and suffocated. The receptivity is trying to come to them to help them give, but all they're doing is taking. So I talk about this to think about, how are you living within the law of give and receive? What can you do today and tomorrow and the next day to give, to be grateful for the sake of giving, and to have a receptive heart? So let's talk about giving without expectation and being open to being receptive. So for people who are givers, receiving can be difficult. It is. I mean, feel free to put something in the chat if you're like, yep, I'm a giver, I'm really not good at receiving. Here's the thing. If you are not receptive, this chokes off the flow of energy back to you. And if you are non-receptive in one area of life, it creates non-receptivity in all areas of life, because the energy doesn't distinguish. It's not like, oh, okay, Allie, you're just not receptive in your financial life, but we're going to there's a cat, but we're going to let you be receptive in your relationships. That's not how it works. You're either receptive or you're not. You're either open or you're closed. You're either resistant or you're allowing things to come in. So being resistant to receiving can often come from built up negative emotions, where it just feels easier to shut down and be shut off and to not connect with people so that you're not disappointed. But then you actually start having a lot of struggles appear. So how I see this play out is, do you have trouble accepting a compliment? Because that's the energy coming back to you. So maybe you're really awesome at giving. You give to people, you give to children, you give to animals, and you just got such a big heart, but you cannot accept a compliment. They say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this donation. And you're like, no big deal. That is receptive. That is resistant energy. So if you can't accept a compliment, you may find that abundance doesn't flow to you, and good things, good, kind of goodwill doesn't flow to you. And if you can't accept a material gift, you may find that positive relationships don't flow to you. If you ever have a store owner say, maybe you did something nice for a store owner and they're like, here, they pull something off the shelf and they're like, I'd like to give this to you. And you're like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I was happy to shovel your sidewalk or bring in your mail. When you say, no, don't give me that gift, you block the flow of give and receive. So it's important to accept and receive so that the resistance melts away, so that flow of the river is give and receive, give and take. So the next time something is offered to you, which I can almost guarantee is going to happen tomorrow, because you're learning this and you're going to be tested. graciously accept it. Consciously stop yourself from saying, no, 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 that's okay. And I know this because I do this. I have to consciously stop myself and say, thank you, rather than, no, 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 it's okay. I didn't mind doing it. Happy to help. No, no. Say thank you. This changes the flow of the energy dramatically, and you'll start seeing dramatic changes in your life. So let's break it down into two big categories: relationships and money. It's all about people and money, right? So if you want love, you have to give it, and you have to receive it. If you want kindness and respect, you have to give kindness and respect, but you also have to receive it when people want to give it to you. If you want non-judgmental people in your life, you have to be non-judgmental. And so you can't be involved in a conversation where people are tearing each other down. And if you want drama-free relationships, you have to be drama-free and not allow drama to come into your life. And if you want appreciation, you've got to give appreciation, and you have to be receptive to appreciation. Okay, do you see how that works? Can't just be one way. People like to say all the time, I'm just a giver. Well, then you know what? You're going to struggle your whole life. And we know that. We know people who are so giving. And then we're like, why do they financially struggle? Why do they struggle with relationships? Why do they struggle with their health? Why do they draw in negative people and situations into their life? And it's because they're give. And eventually that giving becomes depleted, and it comes from a place of obligation, and that is a negative energy. And then you start drawing in negative energy. We have to open up the flow of that river. We've got to open it up. And then when it comes to money, if you want financial abundance, you have to give financial abundance. It can be money, or it can be your time. Your time is valuable. If you hoard money, if you hoard your time, if you hoard assistance, if you're not giving any of that, it stops the circulation. This is why volunteering and donating is a beautiful form of self-care, because it opens up the flow. So I am in a business networking group called BNI. It stands for Business Networking International. And I'm in it for the essential oil portion of my business. And our motto is givers gain. And it's true. We meet every week to give referrals to other people in the chapter and to receive referrals. BNI is the epitome of the law of give and receive, because we meet for 90 minutes every week solely for the purpose of helping other people grow their business and allowing them to help us grow our business. It's about being open and receptive. All right. I like to talk about the chakra system in each of these webinars. And starting in January, we started with the earth chakra. And we each month have worked our way up from the earth to the root, to the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart, to the throat, to the zeal chakra, to the third eye. And guess what? We're at the crown. All of these topics have slowly been working up our energy system. So if you're not familiar with the chakra system, these are energy wheels, energy systems in our body that connect to all the organs, every endocrine system, every energy highway that's in our body, called meridians. And the crown chakra is right at the top of your head. And this is all about divine connection, instant knowing. Like when you just know something. You don't know how you know, you just know. And it's about connection to source energy. Whatever source energy is for you, it's connection. So I like to break it down into, how does this physically help us? What does it feel like when it's balanced, when it's depleted, when it's, overworking? So let's talk about physically what this does. The crown chakra relates to your pineal gland, which is your third eye. Your pituitary gland, which regulates your sleep, your brain, your head, your nervous system. It relates to memory, to coordination, If it's out of balance, you may have poor memory, you may have poor coordination, you find yourself falling a lot, you may have hallucinations, ringing in the ears, poor vision. When it's balanced, you're very thoughtful of people. You're aware, you have a spiritual connection, you're open-minded. Like, you ask questions about people. You may, here in Michigan, we're about ready to go into hunting season. I just had this conversation a couple of hours ago, and somebody asked me about hunting. It's not for me. It's not for me, but I'm open-minded about it. I wouldn't do it. I'm out there hugging the deer, but I'm not going to knock somebody else down for doing it because they're hunting for food. So it's being open-minded, and it's just, you feel like you have a wisdom about you. You don't even know where it comes from. Half the time I say things and it's like, that did not come from me. I do not know where that came from, but that did not come from me. That came through me. That's an open crown chakra where you get information and you just feel like, yeah, that makes sense. That feels good. Now, if your crown chakra is depleted, totally closed off, you'll be cynical. You actually have a spiritual cynicism, like, oh, this world is falling apart. Horrible things happen. Nothing's good. We're all fated to die. That's a spiritual cynicism. You'll feel separated from source energy. You feel like I'm me and you're you, and we're going to put up a border here. You may feel uncertain about life. You may have lack of purpose in life. You may have a fear of death. And then if your crown chakra is too open and just excessively working, you're overly intellectual. Like, you just can't even find a spiritual side to you. It's just all intellect. You may get confused a lot because you have so much information pouring in that it's just overwhelming to your brain. You may suffer from spiritual addiction, where you just want to learn every spiritual thing out there, and you just learn for the sake of learning and you don't implement anything. And you may actually disassociate from your body. And I know people who are so high up in their energy, they're not connected here to earth. Sometimes we call them flighty because their crown chakra is way too open. That's not good. Depleted is not good. Balanced is good. So I'm going to start talking about some products, but I like to put this chart up because this is my go-to every day. This is like my top 10 self-care. This is what I'm doing every day. Because I said at the beginning, self-care is not about an occasional massage, and it's certainly not a mani-pedi while you're playing on your phone. That is not self-care at all. That's just getting your toes and your fingernails done. For me, the top 10 is first, choosing joy, like waking up in the morning, finding gratitude, choosing joy, and engaging in self-love, taking care of yourself. Because if you don't love yourself and take care of yourself, who will? Who will? Taking an essential oil shower or having essential oil bath time. If you're going to sit in water or have water on you, make sure essential oils are part of it. They will change you at the cellular level. I drink Ningxia Red every morning. I'm putting essential oils in my water. I'm using essential oils in my skincare routine because if I am doing things that I would normally do anyway, I might as well stick an oil in it to change me at the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. 5 to 10 minutes of quiet time each day. You can meditate, you can just sit, you can go for a walk without your phone, walk with your dog, sit with your cat. Eating whole foods at each meal. Something needs to look like it's in its original form. Nothing from a bag, box, or a drive-in window, because that's not food. Moving, stretching, doing something to move throughout the day, taking the stairs. For me, it's using Progestins Plus at bedtime. This is an amazing oil serum that your hormones are going to love, and you're going to sleep amazing. Because if you don't have good sleep is one of the best forms of self-care. You're not going to be good the next day if you don't have good sleep. And then putting calming, restful essential oils in the diffuser at night. Those are my top 10. Those are super easy to do every day. That is my daily self-care routine, and then I add on top of it. So before I get into some products, let's talk about some lifestyle recommendations, because I'm going to talk about Young Living products. Not everybody uses Young Living products. So there's other things that you can do. So having a morning routine that involves gratitude. Like I said, it is more than just, what are the 3 things that I'm grateful for when I wake up? It is about getting yourself a journal. And I'm going to show you 2 that I use when I get to that part of the presentation. Because you have to write it. When you write something down, it activates a part of your brain to send out an energy that will allow it to be matched. If you think something, it is going to send out an energy, but you're going to send out that signal so much more powerfully, and you're also going to ingrain it into your neural pathways so that the gratitude is your operating system throughout the day. If you just say it or think it, it's like, it's better than nothing. But when you write it, it is powerful. So get yourself a gratitude journal, keep it on your bedstand, and write it down. But then write why. Write why. If you're grateful for your pets, why? If you're grateful for your spouse, why? If you're grateful that you have a job, why? Second thing is volunteer your time. Anywhere, whatever you're passionate about, even if it's once a month, 1 hour once a month, give your time. You will feel so good. I'm multi-careered. It's so easy for me to work all the time. I love all of my work. It's not work. But I take time to go to the animal shelter. I take time to go to the assisted living facilities. And I never think about my to-do list when I'm with them. It's like, this is amazing. Like, I'm just giving. I don't go in with, hey, what are you going to give me? Homeless shelter dog, elderly person, what are you going to give me? No, I'm going to give. And what you receive back unexpectedly is an amazing form of self-care. Donating money or items that you don't use. Money, it could simply be $1 a month. Your dollar combined with the dollar of 100 other people can make the difference for some organizations on whether they keep their doors open, on whether they can help one more person, one more child, one more pet. $1 can make a difference. Your items can make a difference. Go through your house. Everybody's houses are so cluttered. Clutter has an energy to it, and it's not good. Go through your house. Get rid of stuff that you don't need. This is the perfect time of year to do it. And don't do it because, I don't even know if I can write this off on my taxes. Who cares? We never could write off that much anyway. Just get rid of it and donate it because somebody else could really benefit from it. Give your expertise to a cause. So I actually wrote a book about this. I'm going to show it in the next slide or 2 about how you can give your expertise to a cause. Are you a financial planner or, work in the financial field? How can you provide financial services to a charity? They can't pay for it. Can you build something? Can you promote something on social media? Can you write a newsletter? Can you blog? Can you call people? Can you help at events? Can you bake something for a bake sale? Can you run a vendor table? What are you good at? Because I hear a lot of people, because I focus on animals, and they say, oh, Allie, I can't go into animal shelters. Well, okay, if you don't go in, then who's going to go in? Who's going to go in to help? But if you really can't, what are you good at? Are you good at photographs? Are you good at uploading photographs onto a website? Can you do that? Can you write a blog? Can you promote an event? Give your expertise. What are you good at? Give yourself kindness and respect. This is huge. Don't beat yourself up. Because giving back doesn't mean depleting yourself. So give yourself kindness and respect, even if others around you aren't. And when you start respecting yourself, you'll notice other people start respecting you. Be of service in your work. And even if you feel like, well, Allie, I'm customer service, or I have a desk job and nobody sees me. Yeah, every time you answer the phone, you can be of service. Because if you answer the phone, you know, hello, how can I help you? Sorry, I bothered you. It's like, ugh. But if you answer the phone, you know, good afternoon, it's Allie. How you doing? How can I help you? Makes all the difference. Work on your why and how your why can give back to the world. I work on my why all the time. Why do I do the things that I do? Why are you doing the job that you do? And how can it give back to the world? Send handwritten notes. Oh my gosh, those are making a comeback. I'm doing snail mail all the time now. I've always done handwritten notes, but I'm really doing snail mail now. And people are shocked. Like, I never get anything in the mail anymore. Send handwritten notes to people. It's a great way of giving back. Just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hope you have a good birthday. You know, I'm sorry for the loss of your pet. Hope you're feeling better. You know, happy first snow day. Let them know that you're thinking about them. Do something each day that's just an act of kindness. You know, I find a bug in my house, I scoop it up, I put it outside. You know, now it's so cold outside, it's like, oh, you missed your hibernation time. So down in the basement you go. It could be something like that. Or maybe you know, you're in the drive-through buying coffee, and instead of taking your change, you say, you know what? I want to pay my change forward to the guy behind me. You don't have to buy the full coffee, but you know, instead of getting that 74 cents, I want to pay it forward to that guy. One act of kindness a day. Or you could just walk by somebody you don't know and say, nice purse. One act of kindness. And then be receptive. When gifts or compliments are offered, accept it because the energies are testing you. You're going to get tested tomorrow, I can guarantee you. You're going to be tested. Message me if you get tested. Somebody is going to try to offer you something. Accept it graciously, whether you think you earned it or not, because if it's being offered, you earned it. All right, now let's dig into the 4 products of the month. So I like to dig deep into products that can help us with the self-care theme. So these are 4 products that I chose for the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual body. So for our physical body, there is a product called Omega Gize with Young Living that this is a daily must. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter what your health is. I love this product because a lot of people complain about taking fish oil because they feel like they're burping up fish. This doesn't do that. You get no fishy burps because it's enteric coated. So listen to what's in this. This is going to knock your socks off. So omega-3 fatty acids play a critical role in normal skin function and appearance. You want to have good looking skin, you start taking Omega Gize. This supplies EPA. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what EPA stands for. And it supplies DHA, which is docosahexaenoic acid. That one I can pronounce. And they are omega fatty 3 acids, which may help reduce inflammation, your risk of chronic disease, such as heart disease. On its own, DHA supports brain function and eye health, and our body actually makes a small amount of DHA, but the rest we have to get from food, which is primarily fish. Not a lot of people eat fish. A lot of fish has mercury in it. So this is a good way to get your DHA. And research has shown that the omega-3s help with, listen to this, heart health, ADHD, healthy pregnancy, healthy baby development after they're born, inflammation, muscle recovery, eye health like macular degeneration, dry eye, retinopathy. It's a cancer fighter. It helps with brain disorders like Alzheimer's and dementia. It helps with blood pressure and circulation, reproductive health, and mental health. Okay, who doesn't need omega-3s? We all need omega-3s. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's more, because Young Living doesn't do anything partially. They do everything amazingly. There's CoQ10, which helps to neutralize free radicals and keeps the cells both inside the body and in the skin healthy. My inside the cells love the CoQ10. It also contains vitamin D3, which optimizes the skin's immune system. Did you know our skin has an immune system? It does. And it helps destroy free radicals that can cause premature aging, because no one wants that. I have yet to meet a person that says, yeah, I'll take some of that premature aging. Nobody says that. So while the body can produce vitamin D on its own through sun exposure, too much sun can accelerate skin aging. So this is why supplementing with vitamin D3 is important. So this also supports our heart health, which too many women are having undetected heart issues. So this is amazing. It supports our skeletal system and our joints, our immune system, our nervous system. If you have dry skin, this is amazing. It also contains clove, which is a great antioxidant, German chamomile oil, which is a great antioxidant, and spearmint oil for digestive health. And oh, by the way, you can give this to your pets. That's what I love about Young Living. Everything can cross over. Now, for our emotional body, let's talk about gratitude oil. When you smell an essential oil, it goes to the limbic region of your brain, and it works on feelings, emotions, behavior, habit, and core beliefs, which form in your mindset. So do you have a default of gratitude? Most people don't. They don't. It's just how we're hardwired. We are not hardwired for gratitude. So you can smell your way to gratitude because it goes right to that part of the brain and starts changing it. So let me tell you what's in this. Idaho balsam fir, which we only distill this in the winter for the highest concentration. It's very grounding, empowering, emotionally balancing, and it balances the sacral and the heart chakra. So this is your security in the world with your heart love center. It has frankincense, which awakens spiritual energy, helps you release the ego, connect more to your soul mission, embrace your true purpose and divine spirit. It has coriander, which was used by Egyptian royals, and the coriander seeds were actually found in King Tut's tomb. It expands your heart chakra. It releases resistance. Did we not just talk about that? It releases attachments to old beliefs. It has myrrh, which is a 5,000-year-old spiritual oil that releases fear, allows you to be more accepting, to receive, to be more trusting, more non-judgmental. It opens the heart chakra. It has a lang-a-lang, which, did you know the best time to pick a lang-a-lang for distillation for an oil is in the morning? If you don't get it in the morning, that's the sort of stuff that Young Living does. They know that. So your ylang-ylang helps to clear and move your emotions. It's a great male-female energy balancer. It releases negative emotions like anger, possessiveness, low self-esteem, lack of gratitude. It's really good for those that are spiritually drained. So people who are give, and don't receive, a ylang-ylang is amazing, and it's in the gratitude oil. It has galbanum, which helps to increase spiritual awareness, let go of old beliefs, and it helps ground you in your direction. It has bergamot, which releases the need to control. So for those of us who are control management specialists, bergamot is amazing so that you can go more with the flow. You can trust the universe to take care of the details and release the fear and open the heart. And lastly, it has geranium, which connects you to your feeling life. It lifts your spirit. It releases negative memories and just balances your chakras so that you can be of a grateful heart. Those are the oils that are in the gratitude oil. That's what they will do for you. You can smell your way to gratitude. For your mental body, let's talk about your thoughts and your beliefs. Highest potential. This is an oil that I go to when I need to stretch and reach for something, even though I'm not sure how I'm going to get there. It's like Gumby in a bottle. It will stretch you. There are a lot of oils in here. I'm not going to go through all of them. There's like, oh my gosh, 20 oils. Let me talk about a couple. There's blue cypress, which helps you with change, decisions, flow of life. Remember, give and receive, flow of life. It has a ylang-ylang, clears and helps things flow. It has jasmine, helps things flow. I have a cat running all over my desk here. It has cedarwood, geranium, lavender, black spruce, which releases emotional blocks. It has frankincense, sandalwood, which is really good for people who overdo and give and want to push results and don't let it come to them. It has white fir, vetiver. Vetiver is great for perfectionists. cinnamon, davana, rose, metricaria, which is a form of chamomile, blue tansy, which allows the flow of life, grapefruit, tangerine, spearmint, lemon, aquatia. These are oils that help you reach your highest potential and to get that flow going. And then for your spiritual body, Palo Santo. Palo Santo is one of the most spiritual oils, probably just a smidge above frankincense. I never thought anything would oust frankincense as the #1 spiritual oil. Palo Santo will do it. Not only does it disperse and transmute, change negative energy, but it is spiritually cleansing. I mean, it is one of the most divine oils to quiet you so that you can receive. Because if we are go, 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 go all the day and we fill our calendars and we wake up and we check our phones and we check social media and we go to work and we come home and we make dinner and we take care of the spouse or the kids or the pets, and then we check social media and we go to bed and we do it all over again, when did you give yourself time to quiet your mind to receive? Because part of the give and receive is to receive spiritually. Palo Santo will get you there. Smell it, you will be there. These are our products of the month. Now you probably see why I chose these. And I always like to talk about a book of the month, and I'm really just talking about a couple. 2 of them go together. They're gratitude journals. You can buy one or the other. One of them you can get on Amazon, and it's called Good Days Start with Gratitude Journal, and it just prompts you to write down what you're grateful for, but I would encourage you to add in the why. Why are you grateful for this? The one in the middle, I took a snapshot of this from a book that I have, and you can get it from Rachel Hollis. She wrote some amazing books. She wrote Girl Wash Your Hair and Girl Stop Apologizing, but she has the Start Today journal, and this is how she built herself a multi-million-dollar business. Because every day you write 5 things that you're grateful for, underneath write why. You write 10 dreams that you made happen, even though they haven't happened right now. You write them like they did. Like, I am a New York Times best-selling author. You write that in there. And then the goal that you're going to achieve first. This gets you into a mindset of how can I give? And how can I give to myself so that I'm working smarter and not harder? This is an amazing practice to get. She put it in a book. You don't even need the book. You can just pull out a 3-ring binder or a little notebook and just start doing this. And it will really shift your day when you do this in the morning. And then the next book is all about service, and it's a book that I wrote. I know I'm shamelessly plugging a book that I wrote. I published this book 8 years ago. Gosh, time flies. And it's called Defending the Defenseless. You can still find it on Amazon. And it's for those who love animals. And you may not know what to do. You may not be able to go into a shelter all the time. I walk you through all the different areas that you can help and give back, including, I don't want to go into a shelter. What do I do? Well, write a newsletter. Do a fundraiser at your school. Maybe you want to do disaster response. You know, maybe you want to fundraise. This book is packed full of ideas, packed full of ideas. So this is a really good book to give to people who love animals and they just don't know what to do. Because I get emails all the time from people, especially law students and lawyers, you know, hey, I want to do something with animals, but can't really build an animal law practice. There's just not enough business. It's like, okay, I can give you some ideas and this book will give you more. This is a good book for service if you love animals. So, all right, we're near the end, but I just want to thank you all. We still have 1 more month left of this year review series, but I want to thank all of you for existing in my little galaxy here, and for those of you watching the recording, because, you know, if nobody listened to these webinars, I wouldn't do them. So I really am very grateful for all of you because this is my way of giving back to you. Now, I hope you take something that you learned, give it to yourself, and share it with somebody else. I'm going to send you the link to this webinar. Share it with somebody. Give and you shall receive. So if you are not in Young Living, because I talked about Young Living products, whoever invited you to this, go to them and enroll with them and let them help you. If I invited you or if nobody invited you, you can join my team. I have a private Facebook page, a lot of free training and educational materials. And you can follow me on social media. On Instagram, you're going to see a lot of my cats on there. On Facebook, on YouTube, there's a load of classes on there. There's over 100 video classes just on essential oils alone. I got a lot of classes on energy healing and crystals and all sorts of things. So I haven't seen any questions come in. So thank you for those of you who are here on the live class. And if you have a question with the recording, you can just type it underneath in the comments here on the YouTube page. So thank you for joining in. And next month, oh, I don't even have my calendar. The next webinar is going to be the second Wednesday in December at 7 p.m. So be sure to register for that. All right. Thank you for being here. And I will see you all next month.